Hello and welcome to the Factual Autistic Recreational Talk Show. I'm your host, Poopy. On this episode, children's art. This rather broad category of aesthetics can be separated into its own schools and movements. The most notable ones are phallic expressionism, which is defined by the Freudian concept of dick, and cock, crack addict, psychoanalyst. Famous works from this movement include Scissors, Lion, My Dad is the Best, Cock Ever, I Love It When You, Cock, and Special Whistle. Then we have post-painterly abstract minimalism. This movement is built on what is commonly referred to as the stick figure. Usually the stick figure is accompanied by a rather large object of unclear nature. A famous work produced during this movement will be discussed in detail later in the video. Then we have deviant art depravitism. It is usually in the later stages of child's development where they go into this movement. And it's truly horrible and confusing. Very few art critics decide to tackle this. Examples of works from this movement range from weird drawings of George Washington to Sonic OCs, I guess. But then we have my favorite one. Early wine autism. This is a movement that involves exposing the flaws of the parental figures, usually outlined by alcohol consumption. Very famous examples are My Dad is an Employee, My Mom Likes Drinking Wine, and I think my mom should do less of this. This movement is truly fantastic because I think it captures the spirit of parenthood unlike anything else. Then we also have the Darwinistic school of finger painting and the school of school posters, which brings us to the first book, which we will analyze in detail, Bully. You first notice that the artist had a very Dadaist approach to the piece, but what really makes it so genius is its classical influences, which is also what drives the narrative and outlines the Christian undertones. Because this piece is most certainly a clever reference to the classical painting Fallen Angel by Alexandra Cabanel. The original piece from 1847 was inspired by John Milton's poem Paradise Lost, and this genius work perfectly mimics the raw anger Lucifer felt when he was banished from heaven. The expressions are nearly identical. The poster states no bullying, which is probably what God was like to Lucifer, but then Lucifer was like all self-absorbed and going like, not bully I am. I think the subject of the painting, which we've established is the devil, is also a nod to the many animal forms that Lucifer went through that reflected his moral state in Paradise Lost. And then let's just quickly discuss the number of the door because that's also very important. 158. 158 spiritually means that you need to understand that some circumstances you face in life can define you. And in this situation, if you're against bullying, well, you're the devil. At least that's what art critics have been saying for years and years now. Why is the hair of this fox silver? Probably because it's cool and stuff, I don't know. And on the matter of the pink bee, a Sharpie can only go so long. The kid probably ran out of red and went like, pink's pretty close to red, but then realized, ooh, pink is like a girl's color. I'm not a girl. I'm gonna use green instead. I like green. That's it. Don't go too deep and do stupid kids' drawings. Next piece, which is a favorite of mine, bugs. This is probably the most significant work produced in the last several centuries. It's abstract and nihilistic, and artists love that shit. It's also a commentary on consumerism and how overconsumption and oversaturation has turned us into soulless husks. We feel fine, and we say nothing. This is a portrait of both emotional detachment as well as quiet obedience. The figure is drawn within the lines society has printed out to confine it. The eyes are dead frost blue, and the skin is a sickly pale yellow. It lacks any distinguishable features, thus almost acting as a mirror to our diseased minds. The eyes are avoiding, looking downwards in mute shame. The subject feels fine about bugs because we've all indeed become swarms of insects that fall to any garbage left on the street for us. We feign satisfaction by saying nothing, our lips a tight red line. Even the nose is not really a nose, it's the mathematical symbol for less than, signing that we're all mathematically nothing and destined to fail. Truly a wonderful piece. And now the next one, I want to be just like mommy. This is obviously a modern interpretation of the Roman goddess Venus, of course shown through the prism of female empowerment. This child took a mundane situation such as her mother selling the last shovel at Home Depot after a blizzard, and she morphed it through nonlinear perspective and lyrical abstraction to truly show a woman's power and fertility. The composition is quite pleasant. The male figures are significantly smaller in comparison and lack power in their stance, unlike the giving goddess. The shovel in this scenario is a symbol of hope and love, and this goddess is the only one that can bring it to them, which is perfectly in tune with the values projected onto the Roman goddess. Very good. Unlike the last work, derivative, uninspiring, dull composition, amateur color choices, distastefully patriotic, emo-ass looking bit. That was all for this episode. I hope it inspired you to look through the garbage piles in your house and dig up those old children's drawings of I don't know, Beyblade characters. Because now you can see their true value. Isn't that nice? If you like this video and are a highly educated and autistic individual, you should follow for more. Because simply by watching my videos, you can become even more highly educated and autistic. Poopy guarantee. Also, thank you for the 400 smart boys that are already part of the School of Poopy. We're this close to becoming an online anarchist commune. Okay, that's it. Bye.